السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is Ustaz Abdullah Badr, Oxford Schools International Section, and this class is assigned for grade 11 SAT. الله يعطيكم العافية شباب، وكل عام وانتم بخير عشان رمضان. The classes for this week, inshallah, they're going to be review classes for acids and bases. In this video, inshallah, I'm going to go over the material included for acids and bases. كل التوبكس اللي أخذناهم أذكركم فيهم إن شاء الله، وهيك نحكي بس هيك small comments about each comment and what do you need to know for the final exam about acids and bases. يعني إن شاء الله final exam acids and bases and redox will be included. So عشان we have a lot of time we didn't talk about acids and bases, for those videos inshallah, this week videos inshallah, the 3 videos of this week will be review for acids and bases questions. What do we need to know about acids and bases? We have to know first of all the definitions. Shabab, be careful, we have 3 definitions of acids and bases. We have Arrhenius, Bronsted, Lowry definition, and we have Lewis definition. Be careful that Arrhenius and Lewis, all what I need from you guys is to know the definition. يعني Arrhenius acid is a substance that releases hydrogen ions in aqueous solution, or Arrhenius base, substance that increases hydroxide ions in aqueous solution. Lewis acid is electron pair acceptor, or Lewis base is electron pair donor. That's it. For Bronsted-Lowry definition, you need to know the definitions first of all. يعني acid is a proton donor, base is a proton acceptor. You need to know the equations. Inshallah, I'm going to explain what do we need to know from Bronsted-Lowry in the next video as a question, or when we solve questions. You need to know which one act as an acid, which one act as a base, what are the conjugate acids and conjugate bases. all of the questions, the calculations strong weak acids كلهم راح يكونوا عن Bronsted-Lowry definition. So be careful شباب, this is the most important definition. All of the questions will be about Bronsted-Lowry definition. This is not, or doesn't mean that Arrhenius and Lewis definitions are not included. They are included, but all what I need from you guys is the definition of Arrhenius acid وبيس, Arrhenius Lewis acid and base. طيب شو في كمان؟ في عنا equations، في certain of equations, certain number of equations we need to know about. The KW, one of the most important equations شباب, or maybe the most important one. KW, concentration of hydrogen ions times hydroxide ions, equals 1 times 10 to the power of negative 14. Be careful about this equation. It is a very helpful equation to solve calculations, to solve mathematical questions about acids and bases. We have this equation also, pH plus POH equals to 14. It might be the same if we use this formula. Be careful شباب, pH equals negative logarithm hydrogen ions, concentration of hydrogen ions. You could have also POH, which equals to minus logarithm concentration of hydroxide ions. بدي تعرف إنه ال P means negative logarithm. The most common is the pH, negative logarithm concentration of hydrogen ions. But you might use POH, negative logarithm hydroxide ions in certain questions to help you to solve the question and to find the final answer. What other we have? Equation, titration equation, very important equation. There will be a questions about titration in the final exam شباب, so be careful. M1V1 equals M2V2, or you could for acids and bases I wrote MAVA, molarity of acid times volume of acid equals molarity of base times volume of base. The 2 common equations we need to know also, mole equal mass over molar mass. I know this is the most common equation in chemistry. Molarity, the concentration, equals mole over volume. Be careful, volume. When you use this equation, molarity, the volume should be in liters. But if you are using M1V1 so M2V2, you don't need to change the volumes into liters. You can just keep them in milliliters. But if you are using the equation of molarity, which equals to mole over volume. Volume should be in liters شباب. Be careful. شو بدنا كمان in final exam؟ بدنا ال pH scale from 0 to 14, less than 7 acid, more than 7 base. As we go to the 0 or toward the 0 pH, as the pH decreases, the acid becomes stronger. As you go to the 14, the base becomes stronger, and we will talk about this more in the next video inshallah when we solve some examples. We need to know for sure strong acids and strong bases. A list that I gave you guys of strong acids and strong bases is very important list. You need to know which acid is strong, which acid is weak. We talked about weak acids and weak bases. I need you guys to differentiate between from strong and weak acid. You could say that strong acid ionizes completely in solution, weak acid ionizes partially. Strong acid فيه higher concentration of hydrogen ions, the weak acid فيه lower concentration of hydrogen ions. We talk about reactions of acids. I gave you 4 reactions. Acids, when acid react with base, with alkali, with metal carbonate, and with metal. So you need to know how to do equations and how to write the products of a chemical reaction. في واحدة هيك في indicators. We talked about indicators in the class of titration. Acid plus base gives salt and water. So you need to know guys about 2 common indicators in final exam and in SAT exam as well. We have litmus paper, and you should know the color of acid and base in with a litmus paper. يعني litmus paper in acid solution بتكون red, litmus paper in basic solution بتكون blue. We have phenolphthalein, the other indicator you need to know about, and its color in acidic solution is colorless. Its color in basic solution is pink. Finally, we have the salts. Salt solution, the product of acid-base reaction. So you need to differentiate the salts as 3 common types: acidic salts, basic salts, and neutral salts. And inshallah in the next videos I'm going to review how to differentiate the salts. What is the way, Ustaz, to find out which salt is acidic, which salt is basic, and which salt is neutral. This is the material, the most important things أو نحكي topics you need to know about guys for acids and bases, as long as we need to know about the redox and redox reactions for the final exams. كل عام وانتم بخير، إن شاء الله تضلكم بخير يا رب، وسلام عليكم.